We have been listening to some absolutely legendary speakers this week. For the next 10 minutes, I want to talk directly about you guys because you are the foundation of our culture. Now, you're very important. You're super important. Now, to just backtrack a bit for those of you who might not know this story. 3 years ago, I attended TPUSA's YWLS as my first ever political event. So to be on stage now with you, literally just 3 years later, is very, very surreal. I'm incredibly honored to be here. And it feels so full circle because TPUSA came into my life during 2020 at a time when so many of us felt isolated and lonely. You know, I had been effectively canceled by all of my friends. I had left my sorority due to the rabid politics, and I wasn't working in Hollywood after 10 years because I refused the vaccine. And one day, after seeing a video that I did, woo, yeah. But one day, after watching a video that I had done for PragerU, this random girl slid into my DMs. She said, number one, I think that we'll be best friends. Number two, would you please come to YWLS with me? And obviously, at that point in my life, I had nothing left to lose. I was like, I don't even know what I'm getting into. So I went. And thank God I did. Because these events, what you guys are doing today, they gave me my best friends, like that girl. But they, more importantly, actually not more importantly, equal importance, they gave me the confidence and the tools to get in the fight. And like so many of you guys, I just absolutely threw myself in. And it is not uncommon in this room with you guys and the amazing speakers that have been here this week. But I spent every single day over the last 4 years thinking about the 2024 election and working towards trying to change our culture. I mean, within months of YWLS, that first TPUSA event, I was already working for PragerU. I was working for Young Americans for Liberty. I was writing for, woo, amazing! I was writing for the Foundation for Economic Education. I had gotten into law school. Thank God I didn't go. That would have been terrible for me. But I ended up moving to Nashville, where I launched the comment section that which I hosted until just a couple of weeks ago. Good things coming, good things coming. So I became, all that to say, I became highly, highly engaged in politics and the culture war. But in this, I quickly found myself becoming dependent on the news cycle to regulate my mood and regulate my hope. And obviously that's understandable. These are consequential times that we're living in. The stakes are high. But as this became my job, as I was doing a twice daily show, this dependency only worsened. And I had to learn how to find hope and humor and joy and purpose outside of the news and outside of this constant noise. And I wanted to make sure, more importantly, that I was showing up positively for every single person who clicked on my channel to watch a video. And now, 3 years later, funnily enough, that is the question that I get asked the most, is that amidst all of this chaos and unrest, how do you still show up with joy every day? And that's an important question, and it's one that we all must answer, especially as we prepare for these challenges ahead. Because even after all of this, even after the greatest political comeback in history, this battle is not, it's amazing. Amazing. But even after that, which was so amazing, this battle is not over because there will be slandering. They're slandering. There will be mockery. So the question is, how do we withstand that pressure when we are entrenched in politics every single day and we care so much? In my opinion, that starts by addressing a fundamental mistake that I think that we all make, which I kind of call the fallacy of external fulfillment. Because it is very easy to believe that external forces, whether they be political wins or career milestones or material gains, dictate our joy, our meaning, and our success. And sure, all of those things, they feel great. You know, winning an election is exhilarating. Getting a nicer home is exciting, and achieving a personal goal is rewarding. But those are feelings, and those feelings are fleeting. True, lasting fulfillment and resilience, more importantly, does not come from external forces. It comes from within. It comes from living a life that is grounded, that is steady, and that it is aligned with your values and your purpose. I mean, to borrow a page from my friend Jordan Peterson's book, he's the best. He's amazing. None of those external wins will matter in the long run if your room isn't clean, if your life is not in order. And while that is obviously easier said than done, it is crucial for this long-term joy and resilience. So obviously, how do we do that? That's the next question. For me personally, it all starts with gratitude. Now, some of you guys might know more of my story than others, but for those who don't, I did not have the most conventional or stable upbringing. It was turbulent, it was confusing, it was often dangerous for a young child. One of my brothers passed away at a very young age. Another brother of mine is a diagnosed schizophrenic. He was homeless for many years with me as his primary contact. Parents are divorced. I emancipated myself at 15 years old, if that tells you anything about what I went through. But as a child, I constantly asked myself, why me? Like, why is this going on? And those feelings of helplessness and anger were loud. But at 14 years old, and I'll never forget this, my mom handed me a journal, and she told me to write down 10 things every single day that I was grateful for. And these are like the bare essentials, a home, a roof over my head, food on the table, a mom who loved me. And as silly as that sounds, and even when I'm saying, I'm like, oh my God, that was so silly what I was doing, it was transformative. My outlook completely changed, and suddenly the world as a teenager seemed a lot less dark. Because gratitude literally rewires your brain to focus on goodness and joy. That is scientific. It builds resilience in the process. It shifts your perspective, helping you navigate even the most chaotic of times, like we are living in literally every single day. It's getting a lot better, but it's been crazy. And as Americans, we have even more reason to be grateful. And yes, we fight for change. And yes, there are challenges that we will face, but we still live in the freest nation on earth. A place that millions of people from around the world dream of coming to. Our daily struggles are still somebody's dream life. And for me, that overwhelming sense of gratitude, that matters more than the daily squabbles that we see online, the social media slanders, the debates, the hit pieces, whatever they throw at us. That matters more. That gratitude is what gives me the peace and the perspective, and more importantly, the strength to focus on what actually matters. But not only those three things, this also gives me my purpose, which in my life is my second key to resilience. Because when you are driven by something that is bigger than yourself, these daily wins and losses matter less. You will not find this type of purpose in likes or clicks or viral moments. Those will not sustain you. I learned that the hard way. For me, purpose is waking up every single day with the goal of making the world a little more sane, to empower every single one of my viewers to feel a little bit more confident in their values, to leave a lasting legacy. That's what I think about every single day. It is the determination to one day be able to tell my future children that I stood firm in my beliefs, that I was not bullied into silence, that I fought to make the world better, and that I did it joyfully, that I showed up on my show every single day joyfully because it mattered. And that is the kind of purpose that makes you literally unshakable. No matter what storms come your way, whether they are personal or professional or political, that keeps you rooted. But of course, and you guys are probably guessing this, we are still missing one component, and it is arguably the most important, and that is family and community. As I navigate life, I have had to learn that individual friends come and go, politicians will come and go, people will disappoint you, and sometimes alliances shift. The figures that I once trusted might fall short, Everyone goes through this. It's not just me. But on the other side of all of those changes and all of those disappointments is a better us. If we stick to the values and the principles that act as our guiding compass. Our values, our faith, our families are the bedrock of our lives. They are the constants that keep us grounded amidst the chaos. They are our anchors that remind us who we are and why we fight for what we do. So when the world feels uncertain, when people let you down, remember that it is not these fleeting moments or fleeting figures that define you. It is the legacy that you build through your actions, through your convictions, and through the love that you cultivate with those around you. That is the foundation of your life. That is what you should be investing in every single day. So yes, get involved in politics. Come to events like this and vote and find things that you believe in, but spend time with the people that you care about. Build strong connections, because with that community, you are then truly unstoppable. That gives you the strength to then go tackle everything else. I mean, guys, one of the biggest lies that I was told as a young woman was that getting married and then later starting a family would ruin my life, that it would hold me back, that I would be literally settling. And guys, I heard that from the left and the right. I heard that from people that I once respected. But I just want to tell you today, wholeheartedly, that my husband that is somewhere standing off stage, I don't know where he is, there he is, that he has made me, oh my God, you're getting a standing ovation, that you have made me bolder and braver and more ambitious than I have ever been in my entire life because of your love. He and our family and our communities, they form the basis of my life. And it is within these communities that we create the most meaningful change. And this is why I said that I wanted to talk directly to you and about you guys. Because real change starts at home. There's so much that we can do online and in politics, and there's so much that we can do, and obviously TPUSA has shown us that over the last 4 years because they've been so incredible. But at the end of the day, change starts with your values and your personal integrity and your family and the life that you build together. Because when it comes down to it, in my opinion, the best way to win is to live a great life. That pisses them off because you're so happy and because you're so successful. That is the way to win. So focus on that. Embrace gratitude. Stay grounded and rooted in your values. Be a good person and build a rich community. Because nobody can take that away from you. No matter whatever happens in a given election cycle, no matter what the mainstream media is spewing, no matter what happens with your job or the daily troubles that we all face. Because here's the truth. You might not have control over the world or the circumstances that you were born into or these political outcomes, but you do have control over yourself. You have control over the way that you approach and respond to the world, and that is your personal responsibility. That's my personal responsibility. So make the choice to live a life of purpose, of joy and of resilience, and fight the good fight, but not just for the political wins, but because at the end of the day, it's not really about the headlines or the applause. It is about staying true to yourself and leaving behind something meaningful for those who matter most. Because it's true. Because that is how we win, not just in politics, but in my opinion, also in life. So thank you guys for having me. It was so wonderful to see you guys. I'm so honored.